is up, guys? Welcome back to the Planet Stang YouTube channel, where we are bringing you another garage video. Might look like I'm wearing the same thing. It's because it's going to be a two-part video. What we're going to get into today is we're going to be messing with some concrete. As you can see, the concrete out here is not in the greatest shape. We've got a big old chunk that's just kind of loose. And in my opinion, I think that there was a separate slab that was poured here at some point, and that's why we are seeing that. Oh, and there's a bug. Nice. Okay, well, back to your home you go. We've also got a couple cracks over here. This one's actually a pretty big crack, and as you can see, there is light coming through. So the garage door doesn't seal 100%. And you guys might not know this. I can't remember if we said it in the last video or not. I just spent like $4,000 on new garage doors and openers. So I would really like to make sure they are functioning properly and everything is being taken care of as it should be. So the concrete needs a lot of work. This side isn't quite as bad. It's more of just cracks and stuff that need to be filled. Over on my side of the garage, it is pretty bad over on the sides. And it is like this. You can kind of see it's a little lumpy. It is like this all the way down the side. But it looks like there was a separate slab and part of it sunk. So I've been doing some research trying to figure out what my options are at this point. Because back in the day, it was pretty much rip up the slab and re-pour it if you have an issue like that. Because one thing that might be common knowledge to some, but wasn't common knowledge to me at first, that I was kind of surprised by, is concrete doesn't bond to concrete, or doesn't bond to existing concrete without the help of adhesives. So they actually make some, it's almost like a glue type material that you can actually put down on existing concrete once you prep it to pour on top of it. It's still not a guarantee that it's gonna stick. That's usually one of the issues that you have happen if you see in garage floors or even out on driveways where people do patch jobs, they eventually peel up. It's because concrete doesn't bond to concrete. Well, somebody got smart, and there's a new product out on the market. It's probably been out for a few years, but it is a newer product. And I believe it's called Ready Set or Rapid Set. It's only available at Home Depot. But this type of concrete, or this specific brand, actually, the whole purpose of it is it bonds to other concrete. It is used, you can make full-blown slabs out of it. It actually, I believe you have like 30 minutes of working time depending on the temperature. And then it is actually good to drive on later that day. It is very fast curing. But one of the big benefits of the specific one that I'm going for, which is cement all, is it bonds to other concrete. So what we are going to do today, I don't know if we're going to try to do all of this. I'm gonna kind of see how it works, but I want to work in a relatively inconspicuous area. So I'm gonna start right in this area, get this cleaned up, take that big chunk out, and try to fill in that area. If it works, I should have some left over. I'm gonna try to do this big crack over here, get that all brushed out, cleaned out. The other thing that I'm gonna do is pull the cars out, pull this carpet out, and I'm gonna prep the whole floor. So all of this adhesive residue that's still on the floor in various areas, I'm gonna scrape that all up, use the shop vac, get it cleaned up. So again, it's not gonna be perfect just yet. I don't even know if I'm gonna do pours all along the sides or the back just yet. Because we obviously still have a bunch of cracks up here that need to be filled. That one actually kind of sunk down a little bit. So it's probably not gonna all get done at once. I just want to test this product, see if it's gonna work for what I need, and then go from there. The other benefit to this product is they also have a resurfacer, and it's self-leveling. So if this product works for what I need it for, I can get all of this poured along the sides, along the front, fill in this spot, repair all these cracks, go along that side, and then prep the floor again and do a self-leveling top coat on it that'll actually make the floor way better than what it is right now. You know, still could have some cracks and stuff here and there just because of what we're working with, or, you know, what we're trying to work on top of. It's not really ideal, but we've already toyed the idea of eventually getting Graham's house and kind of building something there in terms of a shop. I'm going to be looking at spending a lot of money on concrete. So I really don't want to invest a lot of money into this concrete right now because it's just not worth my while. I would rather put that towards the future and getting something even bigger and better than this.
All right, guys, look who finally decided to show up, myself. He was just showing me all the things and such, but Andy's over here scrubbing the floor, getting her all wet.
That's what she said.
Yeah, we're doing some feathering. As you guys saw in the previous video when I was kind of showing you the plan for over here, this side is very uneven. So if you look down here, you can actually see this line right here is actually where this section of the pour starts to sit up higher than the rest of the floor. Whereas over here, see how all this is flush? It's because this is where it was sank down in, which is why this pour was so smooth. So right now what I'm kind of trying to do is just feather things out a little bit. So little minor imperfections, like you see that little bump right there, little minor imperfections when it comes to feathering, you can actually kind of work out. You know, it's not gonna be perfect, but this is where it's very forgiving. Like you see these little air bubbles. Unfortunately, when you do a pour like this, there's not really a whole lot that you can do, but you can kind of work them out and pop them so they don't become a problem later on. A few spots I wanna kind of touch in. I wanna feather it in on this a little bit more. I do wanna touch up a few spots up here, but I did try not to feather it a lot because this was such a thick pour. Right here and over here. This was a very thick pour. I mean, it was every bit of, I'd say 3-4 inches.
That's that's pretty average. I don't know what that's normal size.
But now that Nick is here, we'll have a little bit more footage of actually doing the concrete work. So we're actually going to mix up another bag, and I'm gonna do another pour kind of in this section. I'll kind of hit that spot a little bit over there, touch up the front, and then I'm gonna try to hit here. And depending on how we're feeling, we may end up doing another pour kind of down that side. I just have to really prep that area before I can do it. So we'll see what happens, but we'll get at you here in a minute.
Alrighty, well, looks like we're about to pour some concrete.
This stuff is awesome, but it also sucks at the same time working with it. Because, like I said in the other video, you gotta be very, very fast.
Speed. I am speed.
It acts very quick.
Got a second pour going.
Now, did you guys notice how soupy that this was on my original pour? Look how peanut buttery it is now. This is almost like a Frosty from Wendy's.
Yeah. I wouldn't try eating it though.
No, I wouldn't really recommend. We're gonna try to feather this out a little bit better. Okay.
I say it's good. Just leave it like that. Alright, so as you can see, we got it done all the way over here. Going around the front of the garage, down through here, and down through here.
This is brought to you by Advil.
Because you're in pain.
Because I'm gonna have a lot of that.
Look at that.
Look at this, ladies and gents.
That's pretty sick. Get out of the way, Jetta. No one wants you.
Yeah, nobody wants to see you. We want to see that.
Freaking Nova, bud.
That's pretty
It's
sick.
got a freaking fender done, bud.
That's pretty sick.
Like turbo.
And we got all our plates rattling around back here. But yeah, we just made a pit stop to the Freight of Harbor. You know, it's not a Planet Stang weekend unless we go to Harbor Freight. Thankfully, the only thing we really had to get was like gloves and shit. Yeah, so we're gonna go on back there. We're gonna check on the Crete of Con, and then we'll probably end this video out, I would imagine. There's not really a whole lot else to do unless we decide to go on another crazy wild adventure. Okay, speaking of crazy wild adventure, we just went off-roading. We'll see you back at the house.
All right, guys, we're back from Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, and we got our license plates.
Yeah, we got some old school stuff in there.
Some of them things are pretty cool. Like, I'll just pull one out just to kind of show you. Here's an old one from 1973.
Seatbelts fastened?
Question mark?
Question mark.
So I don't know where we're gonna put these 100%, but I figured we'd do something kind of cool with them somewhere. I just don't know where.
We'll figure something out.
Exactly, but I know we'll figure something out. I mean, we'll have some open wall space over here in this section, so maybe we could...
Yeah, we could do that for now, or were you planning on putting up like a ceiling?
Eventually.
It'd be kind of cool to like put them on the ceiling. If we got like enough of them to...
Maybe, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Our garage also has a check engine light.
Yeah. It's broken. Hopefully that's not an indication of how well all of this is going to go. But
I hope not. I mean, like I said, there's a few spots that aren't perfect. You know, I honestly, I know that part of it is because a lot of this concrete was unprepped. Yes, I mean, it was sanded in spots, but it wasn't fully prepped like what you would really want to do, like clean with a power washer and all that. But you can kind of tell in spots where it's really thin, it's kind of lifting up a little bit.
yeah.
So we'll probably have a few spots to fix, but that's kind of what it did over here, and it looks like that issue stopped over here. So maybe we just need a second coat, you know, and then we'll be gravy. But yeah, I mean, really, we're pretty much done for the day. We're not gonna do anything else. There's no point in wetting it all down again because it's already starting to cure. Now we just gotta let it do its thing and go from there.
Cool.
So I think the next video you guys will see doing anything concrete wise will probably be fully prepping this floor and probably doing a top coat if we even really decide to do that. Honestly.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think that's just about wraps it up for this video today, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And we will see you in the next one. Peace.